Hello, I am Kylie, and I decided that I would no longer be friends with girls. Yes, they are all traitors. And do you have a best friend? Write in the comments. I'm really interested. Also, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you. Judge for yourself. Here is Liv, my best friend. We met when I moved with my parents to this city. We were 12 when we met. And I really admired Liv. Beautiful, blue-eyed, with long hair and a very sweet smile. She was like a picture. And I was very flattered that she was friends with me. First, she took on my image. Made me cut my long curly hair. "This is not in fashion now, Kylie. Better get a short haircut," she told me, writing to the hairdresser. I can't say that I liked the haircut, but Liv knows better. She's a top girl. Then she completely changed my wardrobe. I loved tight jeans and t-shirts. Everyone told me that this style suits me. But Liv just shrugged it off. "Are you kidding? It's already outdated. Free sports style, and you will look super." I had never been overweight. I had a normal figure. But in baggy pants, I looked some kind of big or something. But Kylie understands this better. She had a luxurious wardrobe, and it was constantly updated at a cosmic speed. Kylie was very careful about her figure. She ran in the mornings, but she always bought me fresh croissants for school. "I know how you love them, dear. Therefore, it is not difficult for me to run into a pastry shop in the morning and choose the most delicious ones for you." That's what friendship is, I thought. But for me, no one has ever done this. I was so grateful to Liv. I always carried her backpack for her, did her homework for her, even cleaned her room. After all, she invested so much in me, and one must be able to be grateful in return. In the class, I didn't communicate with anyone else until one day, until a new one appeared, Sabrina. This girl from the first day showed that she does not get behind the word in her pocket. She was not interested in who was in charge in the class, who was with whom and what party. She did what she wanted. We came to physical education. We went into the dressing room and changed. Liv ran to practice, and I packed things, her things. "Do you enjoy doing this?" Sabrina stood in the doorway and looked at me with a mockery. "Liv is my best friend. We always help each other." I started to defend myself. "Hide your sharp claws, Kylie. I've been watching your… how do you say, friendship?" It's not friendship. Liv is just using you." I brushed aside Sabina's words and ran to the gym. Who is she to give me advice? As time went on, I noticed that the white sweatpants, which a couple of months ago hung loosely on me, are now tight-fitting, knocking another croissant brought to me by Liv. I complained to her that I had gained excess weight. "You're talking about yourself, Kylie. You look good. Calm down. Especially now everyone is drowning for body positivity. So don't worry, you are on trend." Well, since Liv thinks so, I really have nothing to worry about. The spring ball was approaching, and all the girls were discussing outfits. Who would wear what? The ball had an independent jury that evaluated each outfit. And the owner of the most beautiful and unique was awarded the crown, the highest award at the ball. Liv dreamed of becoming a prom queen, so she had a serious approach to the dress. She sewed an outfit to order, and she offered me to sew a dress from her seamstress too. "Trust me, dear. My seamstress will do everything in the best possible way. No one else will have a dress like yours." My dear Liv, I was so grateful to her for this offer. There were 2 weeks left before the ball. Liv was insanely nervous and twitchy. She went on a strict diet and ran to the gym every day to shine at the school event. And I had new worries. A cousin came to visit us for a month. He was a couple of years older and wanted to go to the university in our city. Michael and I grew up together and got along well now. Upon learning about the spring ball, Michael immediately offered to accompany me. "Super! I'll introduce him to Liv there," I decided. "What are you wearing?" I remember classmates looking for a dress for the spring ball for a long time. Hearing that my best friend is doing tailoring, but I've never been to a fitting. Michael was surprised. "Look, I'm going to be a fashion designer, and I know a thing or two about it. It takes several fittings to get the dress to fit. Your friend is strange." This was already the second person who told me about it. But I had confidence in Liv. "You don't know anything about our friendship." Right now, I'll dial Liv, and you yourself will hear that my dress is ready, and they are waiting for me to try it on. But Liv did not answer me. Not after the second, not after the fifth call. She got in touch late at night. Hey Kylie, I had a massage. There are 3 days before the ball. I put myself in order. What did you want? I told her about the dress, and in response, I heard a long silence. Darling, you know, the seamstress has a force majeure. She had to alter my dress 3 times, and her hands never reached yours. But you know what I think? Why would you want to go there at all? A lot of people. Hype. You don't like that. Liv was on speakerphone, and Michael heard everything. I felt embarrassed and ashamed. Liv mumbled something in response, and I switched off. Don't worry. Michael put his hand on my shoulder. We will definitely come up with something, and they will still gasp when they see you at the ball. Michael took my measurements and asked him not to interfere. For 3 days, he did not leave his room. Through the door, when I brought him food, I could hear muttering, swearing, the sound of scissors, the tapping of a sewing machine. Michael did not allow me to enter. He made a dress for me. And on the day of the ball, in the morning, the door to his room opened. From there came a tired guy with big circles under his eyes. Take it easy, Kylie. He nodded to me. I looked and was dumbfounded. There was a dress hanging on a hanger in the room. It was made of the finest fabric, light as a cloud, with beautiful sleeves and an embroidered bodice. The image in the mirror shocked me. Is it really me? Michael also admired his masterpiece. I looked at his tired, but still joyful eyes. Thank you, I whispered. On the way to the ball, I thought, that is true friendship. The man donated his time to help me and asked for nothing in return. I wonder what Liv will say. Michael, in a beautiful black suit, was the first to run out of the car, gave me his hand, and together we went into the ball and stumbled upon Liv. Her elegant cocktail dress was so tight that she could not sit in it. Liv's eyes widened in surprise when she saw me. You still came, Liv said through her teeth. The dress is nothing. And who is this? She looked at Michael. This is my cousin. He created this beauty on me, Liv. Suddenly, our school photographer ran up to me. He took a full-length shot, saying that my outfit was noticed by the jury. And he already got a very high score. And that means that I can become the queen of the spring ball. Hearing this, Liv turned pale. She pushed me away and attacked the photographer. It's me who will become the queen of the ball and no one else, understand? Take pictures of me! Me! She shouted so loudly that everyone in the hall fell silent and looked at us. Who is she? Empty place, nothing. It's me, queen. I've been preparing for this for so long. Well, yes, the preparation was serious. Sabina appeared from the crowd. Feeding Kylie croissants, making her cut off her luxurious hair, hiding her beautiful figure under sportswear. It took time. Liv looked around the room in amazement. You just used her. Turned her into a pale shadow to stand out from her background. Sabina didn't hesitate, also my best friend. Liv yelled something insulting at Sabina and ran out of the room. Everyone was silent for a couple of seconds, and then they turned on the music again and the ball continued. Michael squeezed my hand and we began to dance. I did not become the queen of the spring ball, but I will remember this evening forever. I said goodbye to those who used and manipulated me for a long time, and I got a real friend who will always lend a shoulder and never demand anything in return. Sometimes you have to lose a lot to gain something priceless. I learned this well. Have you had such an experience? Lost a girlfriend? Write and I will definitely answer.
My name is Melanie. I am a senior in high school, and I have always had a lot of friends and girlfriends. I have no problem finding common ground with people at all, and to be included in different social groups. I do ballroom dancing, take vocal lessons, and never miss a single party or event. Until one that happened. One time, I got held up at practice and was walking home through the park at night. It was very dark outside and no one was around. Suddenly, I heard some strange noise. The dust rose and I saw a flash of light. A shadow appeared in front of me, and then it was as if I fell asleep. You'll find out what happened next in a minute. But don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you click the bell so you'll know when there's a new video coming out. What happened next? I don't remember at all. But I woke up in my bed this morning. I was a little scared. But I thought it was just a dream. But that same day, something strange began to happen. At first, everything was normal. I was sitting in a lecture and writing notes. But suddenly, my classmates jumped up from their seats and surrounded me. They looked at me frightened and asked if I was okay. It turned out that in the middle of the class, I got up from behind my desk and started dropping notes and pens on the floor. I didn't believe them until they showed me the video. On it, I was acting inadequately, throwing my workbooks around and muttering something to myself. But the worst part was that I had no memory of it at all. It was as if my body didn't belong to me at that moment. I barely made it to the end of class, and then I went home upset. At home, I cried all night in shame and shock. How this could have happened? The next day, when I went to my dance class, everything happened again. At one point, I stopped practicing and started running around the gym doing laps. Then, I put on someone else's jacket and went home in ballet point shoes. I decided not to go to high school for the rest of the week and to practice at home. But I couldn't miss any singing lesson. The first half of the lesson was fine, but then it was like my body stopped belonging to me again. When I woke up, I realized that I was standing in the middle of the street, singing children's songs, and passerbys were staring at me in bewilderment. That was the end. Now the whole college thought I was crazy. People started to avoid me, and I had the feeling that something was controlling me from inside. After analyzing everything, I decided that night, on my way back from practice, I had come across a real spirit in the park who had possessed me and was sometimes rampaging, controlling me, or aliens. Perhaps they had abducted me that night, implanted a chip in my head, and were now controlling me from a distance? How angry I was! I knew that now I would have to stay at home, so as not to embarrass myself in front of people, studying, singing, dancing, all within the walls of my room. And it was awful. A week went by. I wanted to howl with loneliness, but what could I do? And suddenly, I woke up and saw that I was standing on the street. My parents were standing next to me, completely frightened. It turned out that I had put on a carnival costume in the night and went out into the yard where I was shouting songs in an incomprehensible language. It was horrible, and my mom decided to take me to the hospital. Frankly, I didn't believe that a doctor would help me at all. I would rather go to a specialist who can do spiritualism session to drive out the evil spirit. But how could I tell my mom that? The doctor ordered general tests and started asking me about my daily routine. When I said that all the time I study and work out, all I eat is coffee and sandwiches, and sleep I have no more than 5 hours a day, the doctor shook his head and prescribed me an 8-hour nap and vitamins. At first, I did not believe him. What does sleep deprivation have to do with someone living in my body? But I was out of options. The whole week I slept a lot, ate well, and took my vitamins. And you know, a miracle happened. The doctor says that if I am overworked, my consciousness shuts down, and my body continues to perform the familiar movements, singing, dancing. Yes, now I feel better when I have rested. So far, I have not noticed any strange things about myself. but I'm sure that something is not clear here. Maybe the doctor is also at one with this spirit or aliens? What do you think? Write to me. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts.